more. Let's go to Dave Aronberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. Dave, great to have you on. Prosecutors in this case are painting a very vivid picture of Donna, the grandmother. And it's far different from the mild 75-year-old grandma who's sitting in court. They say she's a matriarch mastermind who micromanaged even the smallest details of her children's lives, and who for years even kept close track of all of Dan Markel's travel, his whereabouts, and who hated her son-in-law.
It's true. The prosecutors are right. And I knew Dan Markel. Elizabeth, he was a friend of mine. I knew him when I lived in Tallahassee in the legislature. He was a great guy. His only sin was marrying into the wrong family. And now the children who he loved were taken down after he was murdered to South Florida, and their last names were changed to Adelson, wiping Dan's legacy off them forever. And now the day of justice for Donna is coming. Donna was controlling, she was pulling the strings, and her defense now is that everyone else in the family, Wendy, the daughter, her son, Charlie, who's been convicted of the murder and sits in prison for life, they all are guilty. And the only one who has had nothing to do with all this is the one who traditionally has been pulling the strings and who's been the most heavy-handed, domineering person in the family. I don't think anyone's going to believe that, especially the jurors.
They have emails and text messages between Donna and her daughter Wendy in which they call Dan an emotional terrorist. They call him a sexually transmitted disease, STD, and they call him gibbers, which prosecutors say means a Jew in boots.
Yeah. Yeah, and Wendy, when she testified previously under an immunity deal, she said that gibbers was a name that her mom used, and she didn't even know how to spell it. Meanwhile, when you pull up Dan's picture on her phone, when Dan would call, the name gibbers would be on the phone. So she said, right. So apparently there's a problem with telling the truth within this whole family. So Donna's on trial now. She's going to take the stand. I think she's going to be found guilty. And then the question is, will prosecutors go after Wendy next? Well, what we're seeing in this trial is a lot of evidence about Wendy. So I think it's now very likely her day of reckoning is coming.
Wendy testified against her mother under an immunity deal, though. How can they still go after her?
Because it's just use and derivative use immunity, meaning they can still derive evidence or get evidence separately, independently. They cannot use the stuff she says at trial against her unless she lies. And so it's okay. They're going to develop their own case against Wendy. There's plenty of evidence now, not as strong of a case, though, as against Donna. And then we'll see what happens. One of the key pieces of evidence against Donna is consciousness of guilt. You know, she tried to flee the country with one-way plane tickets to Vietnam because they had no extradition. I mean, why don't you at least buy the round-trip tickets? They've got lots of money. What are they thinking? You know what they're thinking? They're thinking they're smarter than everyone else. And there's the video of her about to board the plane when she was stopped by police.
Yeah, but Dave, she was also caught on a jailhouse, recorded phone call. She thought she hung up her cell phone calling her son Charlie, who was then in jail. She thought she hit call end, and she didn't, and kept talking with her husband about, let's flee to a country. Which ones don't have an extradition treaty? Vietnam. So they have all this stuff recorded. Meantime, Wendy wasn't the only star witness testifying against Donna, the grandmother, today. Wendy's former boyfriend also testified. And he said that Wendy told him that her brother, Charlie, had looked into hiring a hitman to kill her husband. And he said, quote, "This I found chilling, I found disturbing. It made my stomach flip. She was dead serious when she said this."
Yeah, and Donna's lawyers are using that to say, you see, that's who's at blame here, not my client who had nothing to do with it. But the whole trial is portraying Wendy as the damsel in distress, the one who needs other people to do things for her. There is zero chance that she went along with some plot to kill her ex-husband without her mother, who was controlling everything, knowing about it. So that's the flaw with the defense. They're not going to be able to separate herself from Wendy and from Charlie. Charlie's already been found guilty. Wendy's day is coming, and Donna's is closer than anyone's upon us.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.